Welcome back once again, and here we are discussing what are the issues and problems faced by entrepreneurs. So, this is one major topic that is being discussed all along our entrepreneurial journey by the entrepreneurs. Because entrepreneurs, as we know that it is a risky option and you have to have a lot of tasks to be done, and of course when there are complicated tasks to be done, the issues and problems that is faced will be on the higher side. And it is a multifaceted kind of a profession where you have to apply all your management expertise into running your enterprise. And of course the problems and what the ecosystem demands, all your stakeholder demands, is on the higher side. So basically an entrepreneur, as we said, is a person who is bothered by everyone around him. So that means that there are a lot of issues and problems faced by entrepreneurs. And if you are just trying to look up the problems or the challenges that the entrepreneurs need to face, we could actually systematically just review it on the basis of our experience and also on the basis of literature. So, here we are just trying to understand what are the basic problems that are faced by or the functionalities or the basic understandable elements that the entrepreneurs need to just come across in their entrepreneurial journey. So the first issue is about raising the capital. So if you ask any entrepreneur for that matter, so how do you raise the capital? He will be in a worry, like, it is very difficult to just find the capital for the business. And if you are a startup, you are telling, like, you are starting a new kind of activity, you are coming with a new proposition, business proposition, you come with a new product, and the success of the product is not established. So who would give you money? So that is one big question. And at the end of the day, you might have studied like finance is the lifeblood of business. Without any finance, you are not going to start your business at all. So raising capital is an issue. How do you secure the capital? How do you get the investors? When it comes to startup, we know that there are unconventional sources of financing. So how do you reach these investors? How do you convince the investors? This is all the question that you have to face. So raising capital, securing the capital to start the business, it has become easier, but for the businesses, capital will be the most toughest part of it to deal with. And for the business to grow consistently, the expansion becomes important, and also you have to harness the money for expansion of the business. And the problems with raising the capital are the risk involved. There could be problems with the equity capital. You say that a lot of venture capitalists are going to help you. You say that angel investors are going to help you, but at the end of the day, they are propping into your equity. So if you are a person, or if you as an entrepreneur, you don't want your autonomy at stake, or you want to have the control of the company in your hands, it is not the good option. So there could be problems of equity capital which is propping up. That is, you are parting your ownership to another person, and if it's not a reliable person, at the end of the day, you might end up in losing the company itself. And once it becomes successful, all your competitors or the person who are with you might turn around and grab your stake, even your stake in the company. So there could be problems with the equity capital. Then there could be problems with the debt capital as well. You say that debt capital is less risky, but at the end of the day, if you're a entrepreneur and your product takes time to establish in the market, what will happen? At the end of the day, if it's a debt capital, you have to pay the returns consistently, no matter whether you make the profits or not. So again, such kind of problems arises. You need to just think about it, whether the debt capital is going to help you. Then what is that limited knowledge of how to raise funds? I do not know about much sources. I do not help to network as well. So what is there? I'm not able to just harness the funds, and if I go to the bank is not at all convinced about my kind of activity. It is a startup, and the bank is not ready to part the funds with me. So the limited knowledge of how to raise the funds is going to be a limitation when it comes to a startup like this. Then over interference of the funders, the investors pressure. As we said, there are a lot of problems with the equity capital. The person who is giving the money is going to put a lot of stress on you. You have to act like this, that, at the end of the day, you don't have any autonomy at all. So there could be over interference of the funders about as to how you are going to act. So this could be some of the concern that the entrepreneur must be facing while raising the capital. Not only for the raising of the capital, you have to be worried about the cash flow management as well. Despite running a small business, cash flow remains critical to the lifeline. And even Steve Jobs suffered from the cash flow management. Even the big companies have suffered. You have a lot of sales, but your cash is not, the receivables are not coming into the business. So, this is a kind of a problem that the cash flow management has to, the organization of the company has to be very strict, and the financial arrangement of the company has to be very, supportive, and also it has to take up all these things perfect. It cannot be the notion of the entrepreneur, he himself cannot run the business when the company grows big. And the crux of the problems faced by the entrepreneurs due to cash flow is because they never had enough cash to run the business beyond a point. So what happens is that you go for the expansion, and at the end of the day, all this cash has to be realized in order to run the company. The rolling of the cash has to happen. So whether this happens or not, or whether it happens according to your plan, is important. So the cash flow management is going to be a problem. Then another could be the human resources part of it. Hiring of the employees. There could be a cumbersome hiring process. We used to hear from the CEOs or the founders telling you are tough. It's a very tough process, and at the end of the day, you are interviewing a dozen number of persons. At the end of the day, you are not able to find any person who is suitable for the job. So, and once if you get the persons, also again there could be problems like employee training. Once you get the training, and the employee get another job with the company, and you cannot just retain this employee by giving a lot of perks in order to attract this, and what happens is that the attrition happens. So after giving this hiring long hiring process and long training, what happens is that the employee leaves without being useful to the company. So these are some kind of a problems which the emerging entrepreneurs might be facing. Another could be the time management, and it is one of the biggest problems faced by the entrepreneurs. You say that you can work according to your time, but at the end of the day, what happens is 24/7 you are going to work. And with the ultra competitiveness of the business world, we can further label it as a critical emerging issue in entrepreneurship. You have to just manage your time. At the end of the day, you have to just look after your family. You have to just look at the work-life balance as well. So time management is going to be an issue that the entrepreneurs are facing. So what next? The task delegations. And task delegations is a grandest way that enables entrepreneurs who have donned many hats to save some precious time while getting that work done effectively. Don't you think that you will be able to do everything for the company, because you are only the single person, and if the company has grown bigger, you should be learning task delegation, getting things done by other people. So that you have to just practice, and that is one of the art as well. And furthermore, outsourcing task has become much easier today. However, even with outsourcing tasks, entrepreneurs may find themselves in a mess if they are unable to manage it properly. So that is about the task delegation. You have to just manage task delegation. When it comes to the marketing strategy, marketing is the crux of the business. At the end of the day, you have to crack the market. You have to find the product market fit, and you have to learn to grow in the market, and also to deal with competition. So this props up, and the market is dynamic, and you have to always look at the market and look at the trends, what happens in the market. The marketing strategy will remain an important challenge, as challenges will be thrown up by ever-growing competitors in the business. Also, to maximize the return on investment, entrepreneurs will have to create effective marketing plans consistently. Then comes maintaining the reputation. In business, especially for ones that are built online, reputation is everything after you have achieved success in it. And one negative impact or customer feedback can potentially destroy all the growth and goodwill that you have attained in the years. So it has always remained one of the critical problems faced by the entrepreneurs today. So the customer, maintaining the customer relations, maintaining the reputation, maintaining the goodwill, maintaining the quality of your product or service, everything is very important, and that you have to take care of, and that should be propagated as a company policy. So the one last point is of maintaining the reputation. So in business, especially for the ones that are built online, reputation is everything that after you have achieved success in it. So maintaining the reputation, or otherwise what happens is that, for every online business you might have observed that the customers tend to give a bad review if they are not satisfied with your services, which is visible to everyone over there. So the reputation will be impacted by this kind of a bad review. And one negative impact of the customer feedback can potentially destroy all the growth and goodwill you have attained in the years. So it has always remained one of the critical problems faced by the entrepreneurs today. So maintaining the reputation, having the better customer relations, maintaining the customer feedback is also one of the key for maintaining what is the things for business. So there could be a lot of other challenges which is propping up when it comes to running your business. For small scale industries, medium, small scale and micro industries, they have a lot of problems out there which is embedded into their system. Like, when they are operating on the small scale and when they do not have that kind of a potential for managing their business, they also face such kind of potential problems which allow them to remain small. So maybe the government support and the ecosystem support is also going to help them. So if you are just looking at the problems, the problems of the business or problems of the companies are almost, if you have to solve the problems of the companies and the businesses, you have to just work upon it. And the turnaround strategies could be very much required or successful in making a business win in the market. So with this, we are just closing our discussion on the problems. So for increased idea about the problems, it is better that you go for the literature on the problems and challenges that is faced by the industries and companies. And these problems could be specific to a specific industry, and the problems could be specific to the specific countries as well. So thank you once again for listening this.